Good evening. Welcome to South Asia Newsline. I'm Lipakshi Khurana. Here are the top stories we're tracking for you on Friday, the 16th of February. Iranian President begins three-day official visit to India from southern Hyderabad city. More than 10,000 civilian casualties recorded in Afghanistan in 2017, says UN. Now for all the details, Iranian President Hassan Rouhani on Friday began his three-day official visit to India by visiting historical monuments in India's southern Hyderabad city. During his visit, the Iranian leader is scheduled to meet top Indian leadership, including Prime Minister Narendra Modi.
Iranian President Hassan Rouhani, who is on a three-day visit to India on Friday, visited historic monuments in India's southern Hyderabad city. The Iranian leader, on the second day of his trip, visited the Makkah Masjid, a historic mosque in the southern city. He also addressed the Muslim congregation after performing the Friday prayers at the mosque. Religious scholars from different schools of thoughts also participated in the gathering. Earlier in the day, he also visited the famous Qutub Shahi tomb in the Golconda Fort area of the city. During his three-day visit, President Rouhani will call on Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi and President Ramnath Kovind. He is also scheduled to meet Indian Foreign Minister and other top leadership to discuss regional and international issues of mutual interest between the two nations. This is the second time that Rouhani has visited Hyderabad. His first visit was after assuming charge as the President of Iran in 2013.
And moving on, modifying the allocation of water sharing from the Kaveri River between the southern provinces of Tamil Nadu and Karnataka, India's Supreme Court on Friday ruled that Karnataka would have to release around 177,000 million cubic of water to the neighbouring Tamil Nadu. The Kaveri has for long been a cause of dispute between Karnataka, from where it originates, and Tamil Nadu, the basin province.
In a much-awaited verdict on Kaveri River water dispute, India's Supreme Court on Friday reduced southern Tamil Nadu province's share of water and increased supply in neighbouring Karnataka province. The Kaveri has for long been a cause of dispute between Karnataka, from where it originates, and Tamil Nadu, the basin province. The Supreme Court said Karnataka will get additional 14.75 thousand million cube or TMC feet of water, as it will now release 177.25 TMC of water to Tamil Nadu instead of 192 TMC.
We are grateful to the judges of the Supreme Court for giving a relief. I feel the judgment upholds the rights of farmers of both the states of Karnataka and Tamil Nadu, and is a very balanced verdict. I'm sure this will go a long way in bringing peace to both the states in Karnataka and Tamil Nadu.
The Kaveri River has been the source of more than a century of tension between the provinces, and there have been outbreaks of violence before. In 1991, an interim court ordering telling Karnataka to release water to Tamil Nadu sparked riots against Tamils in Karnataka's Bengaluru city, which left more than 18 people dead.
In news from Gilgit-Baltistan, the deteriorating rate of malnutrition and infant mortality rate in Gilgit-Baltistan raises serious concerns over poor health scenario in the illegally occupied region. The locals in the region have long blamed Islamabad's negligence for the poor condition.
The deteriorating rate of malnutrition and infant mortality rate in Gilgit-Baltistan raises serious concerns over poor health scenario in the illegally occupied region. A recent survey report by Planning and Development Department of Gilgit-Baltistan says the infant mortality rate in the region is 74%, whereas under 5 mortality rate is 92%. According to the survey, birth registration rate is only 19%, while the child labour rate is 45% and rate of marriage before the age of 18 is 43% in Gilgit-Baltistan.
हमने जो सर्वे किए इनमें सारे फरिस्त ये था कि हमारे स्पेशली दियामर और बल्तिस्तान के इलाके में स्टंटिंग जो लो हाइट फॉर एज कहते हैं, जिसमें यानी उम्र के लिहाज से उनके कद कम है, वो बहुत संगीन है, जो 46.2% है। ये थर्ड वर्ल्ड कंट्रीज से भी ज़्यादा है, अफ्रीकन कंट्रीज से भी ज़्यादा है, कांगो से भी ज़्यादा है।
Experts have long raised concerns that there are hardly any policies formulated to ensure food security in Gilgit-Baltistan. Locals allege the rulers sitting in Islamabad are absolutely indifferent to their plight, and even after dismal malnutrition-related deaths recorded, leaving them with nowhere to go. Gilgit-Baltistan, a part of the erstwhile Jammu and Kashmir province of India, was annexed by Pakistan illegally more than 6 decades ago. People have been waiting for years for a better administration that could work for the region's development, but in vain.
In news from Afghanistan, the United Nations Assistance Mission in Afghanistan on Thursday released its civilian casualty report for 2017, which revealed the casualty toll as 10,000 in the country. The report on civilian casualties comes at a time when Afghanistan has witnessed a series of attacks from terror groups in the past few weeks.
United Nations Assistance Mission in Afghanistan, or UNAMA, on Thursday released its annual report for 2017 on civilian casualties in the country and revealed Afghan civilians continue to bear the brunt of their country's ongoing conflict. The country has been witnessing a number of terror attacks by militant groups causing heavy casualties, which Afghan forces backed by the US troops now claim to have a control on. According to the report, over 10,000 civilian casualties were there in 2017, out of which over 3,000 people were killed and over 7,000 were wounded.
The statistics in this report provide credible data about the war's impact, but the figures alone cannot capture the appalling human suffering inflicted on the civilian population of Afghanistan.
The report, released jointly by the UNAMA and the UN Human Rights Office, revealed that the civilian casualties majorly resulted from suicide attacks, improvised explosive, ground engagements, target killings, and even by airstrikes. The UN report comes at a time when Afghanistan's major cities, including capital Kabul, have suffered a spate of attacks from terror groups over the past few weeks, killing and wounding hundreds.
Moving on to news from Nepal, Nepal's CPN-UML chairman KP Sharma Oli, who is also known for his pro-China stance, was sworn in as Nepalese Prime Minister for the second time on Thursday. Oli's party and its ally CPN Maoist Centre had routed the ruling Nepali Congress in the country's historic parliamentary and provincial polls last year.
Nepal's CPN-UML chief KP Sharma Oli was sworn in as the 41st Prime Minister of the Himalayan nation on Thursday, 69 days after the parliamentary and provincial polls. President Bidya Devi Bhandari administered the oath of office to Oli at a ceremony organized at the presidential residence. Oli, who is known for his pro-China stance, had earlier also served as the country's premier from 2015 to 2016. His CPN-UML party and its ally CPN Maoist Centre are considered to be closer to China, while outgoing leader Sher Bahadur Deoba is widely seen as being closer to India. The two Asian giants, both India and China, have poured aid and investment to woo Nepal as a geopolitical ally. Oli, soon after taking the charge, said he would promote peace, stability and development in the country. Nepal has been embroiled in political instability since a decade-long Maoist conflict ended in 2006 and the monarchy was abolished 2 years later.
The Chinese community gathered to celebrate their New Year in India's eastern Kolkata city. The New Year, which is also called Lunar Dog Year in the community, symbolizes honesty and loyalty.
The Chinese community in India's eastern Kolkata city on Friday celebrated its New Year, heralding the Year of the Dog, which symbolizes honesty and loyalty. The festival is also known as the Spring Festival and traditionally begins on the first day of the first lunar month in the Chinese calendar. During this time, the houses are cleansed, lights are strung up and kitchens are readied to worship the kitchen god as the New Year is celebrated with much fanfare.
The first day and the New Year Eve, we will have a puja for Chinese New Year. But after that, on the 6th and 7th of the lunar calendar for this month, we will also have a special puja for Chinese New Year. and that it was special puja, and we will chant a lot of names of Buddhas, Bodhisattvas names.
People of the Chinese community residing in city gathered on streets to watch the celebrations and the famous lion dance. The festival's many customs observed by millions of Chinese communities around the globe link back to the idea of inviting good fortune and prosperity and chasing away bad luck.
A high-tech fashion showroom has recently opened in India's northern Jammu and Kashmir province. The showroom is first of its type in the valley with trendy clothes for women.
As fashion is making waves across the world, the youth, particularly women in India's northern Jammu and Kashmir province, are also adopting it fast, which wasn't a case a few years ago. Kashmiri women are apparently becoming more trendy and fashionable. In this regard, high-tech modern fashion showrooms are opening in Kashmir Valley, paving way for Kashmiri women to buy fashionable clothes. A newly opened high-tech showroom is providing all the major international brands in women western clothing under one roof. Customers are appreciating this new concept in the valley.
I think this is going to excite a lot of shoppers here, especially ladies who've been looking for international brands, because there's a variety of international fashion brands here.
Ladies की बहुत demand थी इस चीज़ की, तो we planned कि हमें यहाँ होना चाहिए, कश्मीर वैली में होना चाहिए कुछ ऐसा store. So यहाँ international brands है. We have everything. We will start summer collection as well. So, ladies की demand देख के हमने ये start करा.
Over the years, the dressing sense of women in Kashmir Valley has changed, and with the introduction of showrooms like this, new horizon of fashion can be seen.
Well, that's the way towards in South Asia this evening. Before we conclude, the top stories once again. Iranian President begins three-day official visit to India from southern Hyderabad city. More than 10,000 civilian casualties recorded in Afghanistan in 2017, says the UN. Now our viewers can watch the show on SouthAsiaNewsline.com. You can also visit us on Facebook.com/SAsiaNewsline and follow us on Twitter @SAsiaNewsline. That's all in tonight's edition. We'll see you same time next week. Have a great weekend. Good night.